pill, close your eyes and go to sleep. Dream, oh darling, dream. Forget about the part you play to the machine. And when you wake, know your soul is theirs to keep. You've signed the dotted line, now you're in it deep. Well, I ain't got nothing new to say, but another price we've got to pay. Who knew it'd be so hard to look the other way? Lord, I pray prepare for the fall. The beast has a hunger for everything or nothing at all. Open your heart to a new point of view, a second sight. Then take up your arms and be ready for war, 'cause this is the fight. 'Cause this is the final solution, and this is the power of fusion. This is a new resolution.
I'm a professional, okay? Hey-o! What is going on, y'all? Happy to see you here, DGE. You were the first of the day. You were the first submission, or rather the first joiner, I suppose. Joinist. And also the first comment in general. So, yo, it's good, man. Yes, because I need to study later, but I made halftime again. Your favorite. Woohoo! Off sync wobbles. Off sync wobbles. Off. Yeah, I'm down, dude. No, I mean, in all honesty, I know that is 100% a personal thing with like myself and my own like preferences. So I know that it's not in and of itself bad, and it probably is a genre thing where that's how rhythm sounds, where you just got that offset. It's just it's just my own personal taste. I'll try and ignore it. That said, DGE, I mean, if you're in a rush and you got to get back to studying, we could listen to your track right away. I was going to just start with some mixing, but all you, dog. Actually, let me just close some doors here because I'm getting some outside noise. That's a little better. Yes, that would be so cool. It would be amazing. Yeah, dude, throw it. Throw it down, rip it up. We're going to listen to it up on the stream. All right. Super duper fast. Oh, it's all my pleasure, man. I have a lot of fun listening to your music. Off sync wobbles or not. No, seriously, I do actually have fun listening to your music. So, Switch isn't done, but otherwise it's fine. That's cool. That's cool. We'll listen to it right now. We don't have many peeps listening in right now. We got we got 2 or 3 of you. You know what? Let's fucking go. Oh, wow. That was cool, dog. It's super cool. It's a little bit different from what you usually do. It's got very similar textures. I hear them in there. Oof, your mix is great, dude. Your mix is punchy. I like it a lot. Let's see here. It's a work in progress, right? So we don't have much to go off of, but let's try and listen section by section and see. That's where you insert the producer tag, is right about there, right? Don't do it! Don't fucking do it. I think that I would have liked maybe a signal of some kind of the upcoming section. Yes, I hate him too, so much. You know this. You're not new to this stream. I think I would have liked maybe a signaling of something that was up and coming, not necessarily your most like punchy or revealing element, but something that we're gonna hear. Just a little flagpole of like, hey, look on the horizon. Here's what's coming. But something maybe gentler. So let's listen to some of the elements in that drop. I love the way you transition. There's a lot of elements in there. Maybe even honestly, just a reference. Yeah, I thought of the synth and the call and response thing in the first drop. Maybe the synth, but maybe even like just having like a tuned percussion, sort of like gentle like sticks or something, just indicating that melody, that go 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 go. Like, let me see if I can think of something here. I have a bunch of tones on this piano that I never use. That's actually pretty good, but that's gonna be more. Let me see. Lead. No, it's not quite. It's tuned percussion. It would be really. Marimba. Sure. Let's just try marimba. See if it works. I think this is E flat. Whoa, what note is this? Oh, it's an F. Oh, it's not far, but I think that'll work in here. Like a low pass marimba. Glockenspiel is good because it has a lot of attack, but I'm not necessarily thinking thinking that it's gonna be like as much attack as necessary. I'm thinking like literally like hollow wooden xylophone, like a. Well, that's what a marimba is literally a wooden xylophone. I'm thinking about like a hollow wooden marimba sound kind of thing. C sharp to F. To F. No, yeah, okay, you corrected yourself to F. Yeah, exactly. But it's. Yeah, but the C sharp is playing it's not your tonic. The C sharp is playing it's playing your flat sixth roll, basically. It's playing your tension roll. Yeah, C is your tonic for sure. So yeah, I'm thinking maybe in this section, something just to indicate that super weird marimba sound so ambient. I love them. You should definitely consider it then. Let's hear what the melody actually is in the drop. Let me just play it. That's gonna be my professional recommendation to you, DGE. Like something that indicates that super synth that is super cool, by the way, but just something to like, yeah, throw in there. This is coming in a very different way, mind you. Making it super marimby is super like ambient. Oh, it'll fit so good, dude. It'll fit so good. I'm hearing it in my head and I'm like, it sounds jungle tribey, so it's perfect. Yeah, it'll fit great, dude. I would put even that whole melody line in, like on the second phrase here, like putting in that whole melody in marimba. And even if you want to like low pass it, but then like uncover it slowly over time, just so you get a little more high end, and then yeah. You know what to do. Not too many though, because the fact that you do it 4 times in this is good, but twice in the intro is more than enough. There I will have a note for you, actually. So you switch the chord progression. You don't switch the chord progression. You just stay on the C sharp longer to like implicate a little more tension into the chord progression. So that's good. I think that's a great move because you're keeping the familiarity, but you're shifting it in your like in the favor of novelty. So it's good. That's a good move. I will say that once we do get to that section where your C sharp occupies an entire bar, we're kind of very lightly implying that the chords are what they are, for especially for the C sharp. It has less of an effect of that effect on the when you come to the F, but on the C sharp portions of it, we're not hearing like a very this is the key like punch. I'm hearing a lot of not high passing, side chaining that is preventing that from happening. So maybe watch the side chain a little bit. Let me just listen back to make sure I'm not talking out of my ass here. Yeah, so this sub is doing a lot of first of all, I think you should double this section because it's very short, obviously. It's very short, so you're gonna want to like have two lengths of this. But yeah, you're gonna maybe want to because your sub is doing a lot of the heavy lifting, like as to what the key is, for this section. So maybe you want to have like a synth or something, a string section, even maybe going like a spiccato or a staccato, like like really to announce that this is the key in this section, because if you hear the sub and you hear the other notes at the same time and you're good enough, you'll know that okay, this is C sharp here, and then the same thing for the F. So maybe having something exactly on the one specifically, like a you know those things, those like you could use one of those super cheesy impacts that from like the 80s music where it goes with the horns. It could be a good thing because it would be much more like your aesthetic. Or if you were going a little bit more dramatic, a little bit more serious vibes, I would say probably doing an orchestral impact on the one that puts into evidence those chords. But it's been said. Apart from that, yeah, doubling this section, like you said, Switch isn't done. I'm anxious to hear the rest because I think it could be cool. And I'm anxious to hear drop number 2 on this, because if this is drop 1, I'm anxious to hear if you're going to repeat the drop or you're going to like change it up even more, because it is already very switchy, very glitchy, and I love that. I've said it before, I'm a fan of your music, and I'm anxious to see what the second drop. No, I'm not going to. You're not going to? Second drop different? Okay. I see what you're saying. That's cool. I respect that. It's a little bit like more challenging to make music like that commercially viable. So I respect it because it's the hard move. But if you make the track good enough, who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. If the second drop is that good, DJs will spin that shit. So if this is the restrained drop, I'm anxious to hear what the second drop is going to be. Either way, DG, I as always, it's a pleasure to listen to your music, man. You're really good for your age. I've said it once and I'll say it again. You have some talent, man, and you're really good at mixing as well. So that's a good thing. Such a lovely move from you. Dude, you show up early. You reserve your spot, and you fucking fly again. You reserve your spot and you come in here and you share with us your awesome tunes. It's all my pleasure, man. It's all mine. So yeah, dude, I'm just gonna like next just to keep this queue empty, but like, yeah, dude, thank you very much. I really appreciate the submission. I mean, if you got a couple of minutes, be sure to stick around a little bit. I'll go back to studying now, so I have a great day. Well, shit. No, I mean you don't have to. You don't necessarily have to stick around if you got to study, but I'm just gonna be mixing, so it doesn't really have anything to do with you or your music. So like that's why I understand why you got to get your shit done in life. You got to study. Make sure you get through school and get it fucking over with and done with, so that you don't have to do it anymore in your life. Because I don't know if it's the same where you're at, but school sucks, man. All right. just calling this shit up. Yeah, if you want to stick around, man, by all means, have fun. I'm always happy to see you here with us. It's always a pleasure. But yeah, I'm gonna be basically. I have to relabel a bunch of these things, but I'm basically going to be mixing my buddy's track on, not my buddy's, but my client's track on the air. So I'll be dancing through these bitches. This is what we've got so far. I think I've done all of the notes already, so I'm basically just re-listening to make sure. Okay, thank you so much, dude. Thank you! I appreciate you, man, dude. I'll probably go studying. Of course! Get school done. Fucking get shit done so that you don't have to do more school later in your life. Have a great day yourself. Tune in when you can. It'll probably be next week, because I'm driving my girlfriend to the airport this Thursday, so... Yeah, but I'll try and do it this weekend coming up. I'll try and hit it up. But take care of yourself, my dude. As always, appreciate you and appreciate your submission. Thank you for trusting us with your track. As always, man. Okay, let's see what these guys here. Let's see what these guys have cooking up over here. Oh, we have an overload. That makes sense because I'm using Amplitude and I'm running, OBS at the same time, so it makes a lot of sense. Bye, DGE. I'm sure you already left, but bye. This is why I often tell people to record their performances properly, just because I'm like in this particular track scenario, I had to, one of the guitars, actually all the guitars were out of tune. So I actually had to go back in there and like manually pitch shift, manually pitch shift each fucking one of these. In some cases pitch correct and pitch shift so that they would sound somewhat cohesive. For the chorus, it's not so important, but it's certainly taking a little bit of energies away from these guitars, unfortunately. And there's nothing we can do about that. Just got to stick through it. Lay down some wire, fight for your soul, cover in fire, lay down your guns. Using a lot of the high end from this snare. I wonder if it's because I did turn those chains down quite a bit. Let's hear how it sounds. I'm losing a lot of attack in general. What's going on with this attack bus here? This is how I make my shit pop. Little bit better. This is now popping a little too hard, and so are the toms. It's better to exaggerate and dial back. back with that weird flanging effect. It was my idea, actually, to put that with the megaphone. That's what it's...
I'm stuck with these eyes that want me to see the way through the ride. I'm blinded by night, relying on senses. Don't fail me now.
I actually have an idea here. Am I throwing anything into these long delays? I'm throwing all of them into the long delays. Okay, of course, Vox delay. I don't really need that much. Is there a second delay? No, okay, that's a plate, and that's short ambience. That's fine.
I'm stuck with these eyes that want me to see the way through the ride.
Just a little ambience will bring out a little bit of that energy. Let's hear.
I'm stuck with these eyes that want me to see the way through the ride. I'm blinded by night, relying on senses.
So this is a way I get around automating in general. What's up, guys? Don't be shy. Say hello if you wish. Otherwise, welcome lurkers. Lurkers, welcome. Just in general, really. This is a way I get around automating things. Is I actually make a delay track where I want specific delays to come through. I'll literally put the delays region. I'll copy it onto that delays track for like one whole node delay. Half node delays, quarter node delays, specifically because I don't like automation on Logic personally, and I just see visually a little more organized in this way.
Blinded by night.
Whoop, nope, we don't want to do that. Let's hear what it sounds like in this. What if we do this? I want to hear with context, though. I want to hear like in context. Let's hear with the octave.
I'm blinded by night.
That's weird. Why is this long ass delay panning? Oh, I know why. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so then we just want it on the quarter delay. God damn it, don't select all these bitches. Because I wanted it on the half delays, but the left and right effect is kind of ridiculous. It's like, it's panning left to right, but it's fucking way too loud on the left and then way too soft on the right. It's so weird. Yeah. Some of those takes are a little less perfect than others, but that's okay. That doesn't really matter. So I gotta hear this. Let's not put that one on. Let's just put this one on.
I'm blinded by night.
Ping pong left. Let's try that.
I'm blinded by night, relying on senses. Don't fail me now.
Okay, that's more what I was looking for. Mike, was the plan for your channel always for people to submit their tracks, or was it an idea during an earlier stream? The latter, not the former, believe it or not. I wanted to do more of this kind of stuff usually on stream, So when people started, like when I had the idea, I was like, well, I might as well just ask some people if they want me to listen to their music. And that blew up. That blew up. Yo, Stefan! What's up, man? I didn't see your message. Sorry about that, dude. What's going on? Yeah. Originally the idea was to like either mix clients on stream or mix my own tracks on stream, do covers live, do original tracks live on stream. And I realized very quickly there's only so much that people will take of that before you have to start turning your attention to them a little bit. So people like to be like to watch other people do their shit in their natural habitat, but they like to know that they themselves are being like taken care of, and then they will take care of other people. So yeah, good question, Thomas. Appreciate that. Also, thanks for stopping by, dude. Nice to see you. All right, I think I got this delay right, so I think we're good on that. Just wanted a little like entre les deux, as they say. Fix the timing on that because that's not sounding super great there. I thought it would sound great. That's my idea actually with that guitar. Fat Oak, what is good, dude? Welcome back. Appreciate you stopping by. Overload. Goddamn Amplitude. I love that program and I also fucking hate it. Way too much mids in these guitars. I forgot how MIDI these fucking amps were. Not meaty, but MIDI. Okay, calm down. Yeah, these things need a little... It's funny. Oh, wow, that's actually really funny. The queue is open, Stefan, for sure. Join on in, absolutely. Hey, Mike, how do I get Discord? Pepper missions! I will make some pepper missions for you, dog. What's your Discord? Oh, I see you here. Never mind. Hold up. Let me permission you up here, Fat Oak. There you go. You good? I also have another dude named Asnadel that I don't know. But we'll see that motherfucker does. All right. Stefan, I'll be right with you. I'm going to finish EQing this guitar so I don't fucking forget. No worries, Fat Oak. Welcome to the Discord server. Appreciate you stopping on by and appreciate you joining that little community. I like the new fund. I do too. Unfortunately, Stefan, the car is not fixed. The car is... I just sent it to scrap today. They gave me a couple $100 for it, and I said, it's more than I would get if I would repair it my damn self. So, today my car went goodbye, Maggie. It's an RIP. I should have done like the RIP Maggie fund. Like, buy Maggie a headstone. That was the name of my car. Margaret. Maggie, for short. But, yeah, you guys want to see some shit? I'm going to send my computer a video real quick. Oh, not the MacBook Pro, but the Mac Mini. Oh well, whatever. I'll send you all a video on Discord. But yeah, no. Unfortunately, the Mike's Car Broke Down Again fund was unsuccessful in its funding. We didn't raise enough, unfortunately. So, good night, Maggie. Probably write a song about it, most likely, an ode to all the cars that have not disappointed me in the past. All right, let's hear this before we start crying live on stream here. Oh man, no wonder I didn't turn that one up super high. That guitar is out of fucking tune. Now you're forced to stay inside and give feedback until your Ferrari fund is full. Ha! That's gonna take about 600 years, Fat Oak. For a Ferrari, we're gonna need a lot more followers and subs for that to happen. Don't get me wrong, I'm open to the experience. This is Amplitude 4. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm open to the experience. Don't get me wrong, but it's gonna take a lot of fucking funding for that shit to happen. Fantastic. Time for a 600-year feedback marathon. I will just cancel all of my plans forever. Okay, I see what I did. It needed a little more high end there from that action, from this punch. But yeah, here we go. Okay, calm down. Jesus, I fucking hate Amplitude, man. This doesn't have a fade out on it. This doesn't have a fucking fade on it. Unacceptable. Every single one of your fucking audio regions should have a fade. What is happening? How many others have escaped my clutches? Oh no, but this is a track comp, so there are automatically some on it. Okay, cool. Nobody else is bold enough to go there. You're goddamn right. And I can't either. Because I still have to go to work. All right. So, Stefan, you're up, my bud. Thank you very much.
Yep.
Birria tacos. Fucking yum. This masterpiece was made in 1 hour. Oh, good day. I'm gonna have some comments for you. That's all. Not necessarily. If the track is well made, the track is well made. It doesn't fucking matter how long it takes. I've made songs in an hour and a half. I've written an entire song in an hour and a half, and like recorded the. I didn't record everything. I recorded like 2 guitar tracks, a vocal track, and a bass track. But still, hour and a half, full like 6-minute song. Can be done. Is my point. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Stefan Utu. Couldn't have said it better myself. Here we are. That's funny. Fat Oak, if you just want to join the queue and hold your links until I call on you, please. Appreciate that. So, okay. Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot. No. Right here in the chat, just command join, and it'll join the queue. And then as soon as you're like called on, as soon as you're tagged, you'll see. And that's when you share your line. I might not need you to resend your link. We might not have that many comments until then. So just, yeah. Cool, man. Thank you. I appreciate that very much, man. It's just an easier way to keep track of who's next and whatnot. And if someone else comes in and joins and you're not joined, it gets messy. So I try to keep it nice and clean. So I appreciate that very much. Okay, so yeah, obviously there's clear transitional issues with the song. I think what I would like is a little more melodic cohesion. What I mean by that is, I think what I would like by this is for the melodies themselves to interact a little bit more interchangeably rather than stacking one on top of the other. Let's listen to what I mean. So, first of all, there is a little bit of a lot of y'all don't really understand the music theory of things. Not to say that you don't, Stefan, but a lot of people have problems figuring out what is the actual like key of their song based on the chords that they've heard. So, okay, it's B. So it's B seventh, B minor 7th. Nope, it's this one. So that guitar was a sample. We had to flip that. That's cool. I like the sound of it. But the thing is that it's essentially like you're starting on your tension, which is fine. And then you're ending up on your tonic, which is F sharp. Might be time to change these strings. Which is also fine. Like going from the 4th to the 1st is very nice. It plays very nicely. I do that in several songs. But let's listen to the bass. So first of all, one of them is playing your 5th and not your 4th. And you have them reversed because your bass, in theory, if you're following your, what is it? Okay. Okay. If you're following that, should have gone, if anything, it should have gone down to your F. Instead, you're starting on the F in the loop of the bars. And the other chord is this. So you're not playing this. That's a much stronger melody, like contrasts to make. And usually you only reserve that big one, that big fifth, only for what I call special occasions. But like you bring it out when you want to create a large, stark contrast from your root note. And here we have the bass not only reversed, we have the wrong note. So it should be... So yeah, check that, because that's melodically already not cohesive and very like kind of much more difficult to process and to understand. So we have that. And we're seeing the same thing occur here in the drop, which is even harder to digest. And on top of it, we're adding different melodies on top of that aren't really in the same thing. So again, counterpoint is a good way of accomplishing this, but dueling melodies that aren't necessarily the same is fine, as long as they like either interlock, like in counterpoint, or they are following the same chord progression, which neither of these are. So it's so crazy that you can pick up a song and play it that quick. Practice, dude. Practice your ears. You'll get there. It's just you have to recognize patterns musically between things, and then you have to have played an instrument long enough to be able to translate your brain to the instrument. Like, I'm not even playing it that fucking well, but I know for a fact that here... Jeez, you have a lot of different melodies here. You have a lot of different melodies that are going on here. And what would help you, first and foremost, I think that even just that would clear up your track enormously. Just making sure your bass is following the proper chords that are being played. Because they're not. They're not right now. Here it's playing the what is it? It's a D flat. Or rather, in this case, it's going to be a C sharp because we're in sharps. We're F sharp. So yeah. I think personally, you're going to want to correct your bass line. It's like first and foremost, and then we can hear what else needs to be cleaned up. But I will say this: there's a lot going on in the center. No, you have some stuff that's being thrown back from the left to the right, so I respect that. But there is a very like narrow image of what's going on in the center right now, and it is basically the yeah, it's cool guitar riff though. Honestly, it's really nice, but yeah. I would say, you're being very symmetrical. You're throwing something in the middle, something in the left, something in the right, and it's following each other. And I'm not necessarily sure if that's like enough to keep this like drop fresh for over a sustained period of time. Let me just listen again to it. Novelty. You have novelty. I like that. I like the storytelling. So yeah, fix your baseline, and then I think you're already on the way. Obviously, I'd like to hear the rest of it. Obviously, it's a work in progress. Never been so disappointed before. I can't make El Musica. That is debatable. I think you can make La Musica. La Musica, by the way. just your casual Spanish correction. And I think you're being hard on yourself. Or that's just a title that's there to make people laugh, in which case, mission accomplished, because it was very funny. Because I don't believe you. Clearly, you can make music. So, well done on that. Honestly, I don't think I have much to say except for the transitions, really. I don't know if I didn't mention that before, but I don't know if we, like, talked about it. The transition between this section and this is a little dry and a little bit flat. I feel like there should be like a transitional element here, whether it be a riser, whether it be just a. I always like to pull out this one because it's easy, just like a. That sounds for me like a cool thing you could add in a track that does a lot for so little. Just a nice little cymbal swell with mallets. Beautiful effect, beautiful. So something there, either way, to signal to plant the flag that okay, new section. And I think here too. You're gonna want to silence right here. We definitely need transitions here and here, but I understand wanting to get right into the drop or anything like that, or a fill maybe. Yeah, a fill for here specifically. Here you don't need much because you're only really introducing some of the low end and stuff. Yeah, I think here a cymbal swell will be more than enough. Here a fill might be nice, like either a drum fill or a synth fill of some kind. And here, right here, you're going to want to drop, you're going to want to have a silence. Whoops, sorry, too soon. I missed the drop. A fade, like a quick fade and a silence right before you jump back into the beat. You're moving between sections very quickly, almost a little bit impatiently, and I think that it's audible. So I think we gotta make sure of that. We gotta make sure that that's tight. Same comment for here. Maybe repeat the transitional fills that you have here. Maybe repeat them in your actual drop too. So here was a cymbal swell. Well, maybe in this section is a cymbal swell. Maybe between this section here is a drum fill or some kind of a fill. Maybe reuse what you're already going to come up with for these sections in the track itself. That's fine. But again, we need delineation between your sections. There's too much, okay, this is happening now. And we're like, oh, okay. I think the arrangement was done in like the last 10 minutes and I had to master it too. It was for like a competition or something like that, I'm assuming. Because like, don't get me wrong, for the mix and the master itself is good. It's just, we hope to hear elements of a finished song in a competition, a 1 hour competition. So again, a 1 hour competition is supposed to impress people that this took 1 hour. Rather, what is happening is it sounds like it took 1 hour because it sounds like there were things that you kind of just skipped some steps on. And I understand that in an hour, you have to sometimes. Like, you have to skip some steps. But I don't know. I think if it was possible to squeeze in another couple of minutes to, like, throw in a couple of samples, I think it would have been worth it because it would have just created that extra, oh, this sounds like a finished-ass track. And that is really what wins competitions in an hour, is things that go like, wait, how was this? There is no way this was an hour. That's the reaction you want to get from people. And so it sounds like we kind of just rushed the arrangement. We rushed the placement of notes. We kind of rushed a couple of things. And we didn't like take our time to make sure that things were like solid and cohesive, melodically and arrangement-wise. Again, in an hour, I know the production that it takes. It's still impressive, like just baseline production-wise. But sonically, it's okay. It's okay. And it could just be much better. I'd like to maybe hear you come back to this and make a before/after, like what I do with this track, given 4 hours or given 8 hours or whatever, given a day, like from 1 hour to 1 day of work. And I'd like to hear the difference between the two and hear you really taking your time on that shit. So I think that's my overall impressions on your track right now, man. It sounds like an hour-long production, and I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing, because it could have sounded like, wow, you probably, it could have sounded much worse. Yep, I get it. Finish it and send it next time. Not just that, even when you're doing your hour-long competitions, be aware that that's not an excuse for it to sound like it was made in an hour. That's the anti-point of these things. These competitions are made so that they weed out those people that don't make something that sounds like a 3 or 4 hour production. So I think what you're going to want to do is, from the start, it'll save you some time in the first place, because mixing wise, you'll have a lot less work to do in the mix. If your things are note wise cohesive, it's gonna just take less work for everything to sort of fall into place and lock in place. So next time, I think what my advice to you for a 1 hour competition would be is pay attention to your tonic, to your root note. Pay attention to what that is, and pay attention to the melody that you're developing, so that your bass and all your elements, you know where to put them so that they support each other fully. I don't know what's a tonic. Okay, it's your root note. It's your root note. So basically, in your chord progression, there's 2 notes. It goes from this note to this note. So rather, technically, it would be 2. So basically, given the melody and given like the information we have with the chords that you have there, the root note is F sharp. And then the tonic and or root note is F sharp. And the note that's like telling the story of F sharp is your C sharp, your B, essentially. So your B is basically like creating the challenge or the tension. This is a songwriting 101 kind of thing. So this is revealing that there is a story, and this is revealing the home from that story. So we feel the safest when we're here, and then this is the challenging part of that story. It's basically the note that makes you feel the most settled in your song. The key of your song, essentially, the root note, is your tonic. That's where we start. That's number 1. If you're looking at intervals, this is music theory here. If you're looking at intervals, that is called the tonic, your root note, the key of your track. And in your case, it's F sharp. And it could be the key of the song is B. It could be. And that this is the challenge that is basically its 5th. But then it would have been more wise to do. Go higher, so that this feels a little more grounded. So like instead of going lower, you go higher. And the other thing is that the melody implies that the root note is in fact F sharp. Root note, F sharp. Etc., etc. Your root note is F sharp. So pay attention next time you're taking on a 1 hour challenge to what the root note is, and that will give you a little bit more control over the melody and the bass line. It'll give you a little more knowledge as to what you should do with your bass line and your melody. And that will give you more control over your mix eventually. So it's all about shaving off the seconds that you can in a 1 hour challenge. I've done one of those, and I've realized that I took way too much time, and I failed the challenge, obviously. But I realized that essentially it's all about shaving off time wherever you can. But we want absolutely to maximize when we're using the time, so that like when we're doing the mix, we don't have as much work to do, because our arrangement and our chord progression writing, our songwriting, are doing a little bit of that work for us. Oscar Stott, Sally together! Dang, I gotta learn music theory. Hey, you just did. Yeah, this is your music theory lesson for today, Stefan. Determine your root note and tell your story from there. And if it starts on another note, that's cool, but be aware of your root note so that all of your other Lego pieces fall into place. A fantastic lesson, by the way, Studio Mike. Thank you very much. I think so too. Not to be cocky, I just think that this is essentially something that will alleviate the songwriting and producing process, is learning proper, like, quick, easy to remember music theory. What is your tonic? What is your root note? Every other decision is made from there. My music theory isn't based on keys, it's based on chords. That's cool too. I have got it staying in the root note boundaries. Well, for now, but then learn how to break those boundaries. And learning to do so will be a strategic move that you're going to want to like experiment with over time. But it is easier to experiment with those boundaries when the boundaries are clear. Like the way that I've learned music was first classical, then jazz. So you know what the rules are, then you know how to break them. So that's a very like pragmatic way of learning music theory. You learn some like classical music principles and then learn which ones are like smashable, basically. My music theory is based on keys, based on chords. That's a really cool way of seeing things. And like, yeah, I don't really fuck with keys. I have a keyboard just for like quick marimba vibes. But I'm more of a guitarist in general, I think. As a matter of fact, I'm sure. I think I skipped classical music. You can. There's so much of it in popular music and in contemporary music that like you don't necessarily need to, but a lot of the rules that are in classical music are sort of what a lot of pop music is based on. So it wouldn't surprise me that if you were to go back one day, you'd be like, oh, well, that's in this popular song. That song is in this song. And you hear that a lot in rock music because it is very heavily influenced on classical. Very, very, very heavily insinuative. That's the word. I meant keys as in scales. I see. Well, it's a funny story is that keys and scales are sort of intertwined in a lot of ways. Or rather, chords and scales are intertwined in a lot of ways. For instance, if I were to play that note found in Stefan's track. By the way, Stefan, we say it retroactively, but still, thank you for trusting us with your track and letting us listen to it online and giving us our feedback on it. We always appreciate that. So, like, thank you. Like, of course, naturally. I meant keys as in scales, like the key of C. Yeah, so the key of C. There you go, in tune. So, the key of C the major key, anyways, that is scales. So, like the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the octave. That's a scale. And when you're looking at a chord, there are just a select few of those that are of that progression that are found in the scale. So the first, the third as well, the third, the fifth, the octave, and then another third just for fun because it sounds good. So that's a full chord. Wait. Can I play it? I'm a pick player. Apparently I'm not a pick player either. Oh well, Rusty, this is what happens when you don't practice. I break the rule and play a C major chord and a C minor chord right after each other. Yeah. Well, you play like yeah, there's a song by Wolfmother called Colossal, I think. I think it's off their first album. And they do that a lot. They do the that's a very interesting trick. And it creates a lot of contrast. It creates a lot of mood swings. It's a very moody song. Guitar isn't real, don't worry. That's funny. That's funny. They're never in the same scale. Every time I use the pick, I strum too hard. I can't play with that. I only know the Wolfmother song Colostomy. Isn't that colossal? It's cool. I just borrowed a chord. It's cool. It's just a borrowed chord. Yeah, exactly. It's a borrowed chord from another scale. It's like C major and C minor. Or because the C minor scale's relative major would be E flat. Yeah, it's a borrowed chord from another scale, essentially. That's really cool. Borrowing from the parallel minor, exactly. And the parallel minor would be on another scale altogether, so it would be a cool transition to an E major, an E flat major, for instance. So you'd be like, or rather. Oh yeah, that's a fantastic idea. Absolutely, G major is a great idea. Makes it a minor fourth. Fuck yeah, dude. The minor though. The G minor sounds so good too. Either way, yeah, that's okay, dude. Borrowed chords are fucking awesome. They're the tits. They're the knees, bee's knees, the cat's pajamas, the cat's meow. The cat's got a lot of those idioms, but borrowed chords are fucking sick. All right. Stefan, once again, thank you, my dude. I appreciate that. As always, always nice. Fat Oak, thank you for resending the link. Turns out we actually needed it. So, very nice. You can borrow any chord, just make sure you give it back. Very funny. Oh, God. Is it playing? Did the alert play? I didn't see it play. Either way, I see you gifted. I see you use those channel points. So I'm going to do it. Fuck yeah, I'm going to do it. Look, got to get rid of this gut somehow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should not take that much fucking effort. Stolen chords. Borrowed chords that you never fucking give back are stolen chords. We have time for some stolen chords in life. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is quite enough of that. We are going to listen to Fat Oak's track here. And we're going to do this. Stolen chords are ones you rip from another song. Ha 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 ha. What's his name? Something. Redhead from UK. Ed Sheeran. Something. Ed Sheeran. All right. Ladies and gents, here we go. Fat Oak's track, Whitney. Let's listen. really nice, man. Okay, is this gonna be a beat upon which we will have some lyrics, some vocals, some rapping, or some vocalist of some kind? I would lean off the piano overdrive. Oh, we're gonna listen to that. I'm not sure I hated it that much. Ideally, rapping. Okay, cool. That makes sense to me. So we're gonna approach it through that perspective of like ideally a rappist. Get a really good rappist for this track, please. Yeah, okay, I like the intro. Talk about implying your root note here. I had a similar issue with DGE, our first submission. I don't know if any of you guys were here at that point. We had DGE live at first, our 14-year-old fucking prodigy. And he produced a beat where I said, essentially, we're not doing much for our root note to be understood that, okay, this is home base. It's funny, this is like a recurring theme that I've had in 3 songs so far where like the root note itself is not made clear up front, or it's made clear up front but then it is like lost a little bit later, or in this particular case we hear it but there's only really one note implying it, and then the other chords that are happening with the vocals are it's like a minor 7, so it does throw us off a little bit. But yeah, there is suggestion as to the root note, compositionally speaking, and if you want to keep it super spacey and stuff and have rapping on it anyways, then it's less important, so you won't have to worry about it that much. What I will say is that, like, with those particularly, like, loud voice synths, I'm assuming that they're synth and that they're not sampled, but with those particularly loud punches or stings with the vocals, it sounds to me like they're panned center, but their reverb is panned left and right. So, it's a sample with heavy processing. Oh, okay. It has a lot of processing. I'm not saying it's good or bad. That sound of it is nice. Actually, I really like it. But it sounds to me like it is pan center and its reverb is panned spread left and right. And that's good. That's good for usually. But what I will say is, when there will be more repetitive stings, like for instance in this section that we have here, and there's going to be a rapper or a singer or whomever vocally that will be on this track, the fact that it's dead center might actually take away from the impact that the rapper's vocals or the singer's the vocalist's tracks, the impact that the vocalist will have on this song will be slightly reduced, and you might have to upmix them too much. So maybe consider throwing in this section at least, or onward from this section here, throwing it all in the left and right. So allowing the only vocal sound to be really clear in the center to be our lead vocal track. Just consider it, dude, because it might not be a problem by the time you mix. If the guy's got a particularly deep voice, it might not be an issue, but just be aware of it. I think that's my first note here. I think the vocalist could easily skip the stab and add syncopation behind. Well, yes, Oscar, but you don't want him to have to skip skip the stab, and syncopate his vocals. You don't necessarily want them to absolutely have no choice but to do that. You want them to be able to make that choice. If the vocalist feels like they can rap on top of that stab, or put a particular accent on top of that stab, then we should at least allow that to be an option. Whereas a rapper would, in theory, somewhat avoid it, but if there's a phrase that requires it there, well, we need to make place for that. Bottom line, the vocals have to come through. So yeah, you can tell your singer to change their vocal line, but if they don't, then it's on you to make it sit in the mix, and that's the way to do it, to just make some space in the middle for the vocal frequencies. What else do we got? That was a weird little piano flutter there. I think you heard it there, Fat. Bam, bam, bam. I think that piano is a little, whatever instrument that is, I think it's a little too loud there either way. And it does this weird thing. It's part of the sample. I can pull it down. I mean, yeah, I would consider turning it down throughout because it is impactful, but not that much. This thing is part of the sample. This stutter here. And it sounds like a cut off region. It doesn't sound like a doesn't quite sound like a what's it called? Like a made part of the sample. But okay, I'll give you whatever. Obviously, that's unfortunate. I would probably sub in another part of the sample because we're losing something there. I don't necessarily think there's enough delineation between these two sections. I like them individually. These sections are nice. Obviously, I said turn on the synth here. And this piano, Oscar, I'm going to go ahead and disagree with you on the distortion on the piano. I think it sounds lovely. I think it sounds really nice. Not to categorically disagree with you, just to say I think in that particular respect, I like the texture of the piano. But I think there could be more delineation between these two sections. Yeah, cut the drums all together and just put in the piano at that point and then come back with the drums. It would be my first thing I would do at that point, just because you're jumping from two sections that are not very similar. They are similar in rhythm, but that's about it. Sound-wise, musically, everything else is all very different. So yeah, if you're going to do such a hard cut, I would even put the piano through like a vinyl effect with crackling and stuff like that. Would be my like move to make that like transition a little bit smoother. A band passing it, cutting it off on the high end, the low end a little bit. But mostly taking away that drum first of all, and those vocal breaths. I don't know necessarily that they're doing as much of a great job here. I think they're a lot here. Oscar, is it Oscar? Sorry. Yeah, Oscar. Oscar mentioned that it should be every 8 bars. Is that what you said? The stab should only come in every 8 beats, so every 2 bars, basically. I don't necessarily think that they should come in every 8 beats, but I think on every 3rd beat you leave some space, personally. Because I'm hearing this like triple pattern where it does it 3 times and then it's the end of the phrase, so you do something else. But either way, I think that the first and second are plenty with those vocal stabs. Worst case on the 4, every 8 at that point. Maybe. That would be good. But I think it could be a little bit more often than every 8 beats. I get it. It's one of the like integral sounds of this particular section. So I get that you would want to put it a little more spread out, a little less spread out. Let us move into this section. You're going to want to be careful with your mixing because a lot of these things are coming out of nowhere very loudly. They don't need to, man. They don't need to. Like specifically your hey could be like way back in the mix. So I would like back that up a little bit. Would be cool to mix in a fast run on the bass. That would be quite cool. That would be really cool. To mix in like a woo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, I would like that very much. Like a downward walking bass to like transition from one section to the other. I would like that a lot, Dom. Like right there when there was a silence and the bass just did a boom. The bass just farts and there's a chance for it to flourish and it just put it right there. Put a bass flourish right there, please. That would be great. Again, be careful with your vocal stabs. They're coming in very often at this point, and it's like the sound of it is a little bit fatiguing to the ears. Doesn't sound like a fart. No, I know. It come on. Where did it go? Where'd it go? There it is. No, obviously it doesn't sound like a fart, but like, come on. It just it's just it doesn't sound like a fart, but it is a fart of a bass note. Just a little, you know. I made my point. Cool, like play with the bass there, though. Going on the supertonic, the second, the flat second, I should say. Is it the piano's low end that's distorted there? Let's hear it. Let's hear it again. I mean, I am hearing some distortion, but like, yeah, I'm not hearing it that distorted, man. I don't really have, I don't have any effects on my output here, I think. Let me just make sure that I'm not putting any fucking... No, I just have a general limiter, but it's at 0.1 dB, minus 0.1 dB. So, like, it shouldn't be distorting. Because we're not hitting 0.1. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. But not on the piano. Oh, yeah, we are. We are. It might be coming into my limiter a little bit hot there, dude. So you might be getting output distortion, actually. So yeah, look out for that. Minus 0.1. Minus 0.1 is your safety. That's where you want to be. But I I don't know. I don't really hear. It's not really super audible to me. Might be a stream compression thing. It might straight up be a stream compression thing, Oscar. But good on you for spotting it though, because yeah, that would be an issue for sure. Krayos, what up, my dude? Thanks for joining. Appreciate that. You have a lot of different melodies in this song, Frank. Frank Fat Oak. I was gonna say Frank and Oak. Fat Oak. You got a lot of different melodies going on in this song here, and they don't seem to be tied or correlated together by any particular means. And I think you're doing yourself a disservice here. You're not like uniting them musically in any way. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why or how you got to where you're going here, but I'm like, okay, sure. I mean, suppose so. But I don't hate it. I don't mind it that much. It's just like, where's the musical story being told? So yeah, I don't understand. Oh shit, bunch of comments here. P Drippy, thank you very much for coming on in. You could command join if you want your track reviewed. Yo, Big D! What's going on, Big D63? I appreciate your presence and your moderation as always. You're always I'm always a fan of you. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, just some skills. Look at this fucking other musician coming in here going, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Me, bro, look at this guy. My guy is over here and he's telling me to look at this guy. Look at this guy. Me, bro. P Drippy, just some skills. You guys seem to know each other. You have a son, just some skills, I see, just like you are mine. Nah, son is crazy. I did not submit. Got my boy coming over to record the song. Good luck with that. Just some skills. Appreciate that. Needs more connective tissue. Musically speaking, musically speaking, that's exactly what I'm saying. It needs to really like unite itself through storytelling a little bit more, if you know what I'm saying. It needs to have a journey a little bit. What it do, my man? Sorry, I haven't been around too much. My guy. Always a pleasure to have you. Doesn't matter when you are here, as long as you're here when you can be. That's all I care about, my dude. Wow, that's crazy! They're making me a manager, lol, so I can't be on at work anymore. Ah, gross. That's one way to get your. What's it called? That's one way to get your employees to stop watching Twitch at work, I suppose. But yeah, like good for you either way. Sounds like a raise. I'm gonna reset my alerts here, guys, because it doesn't seem to be working super duper well, eh? Oh shit! Oh shit! Yo, we're not getting alerts. We're not fucking getting alerts. My alerts are not working from Twitch. I have a whole bunch of alerts set up, so I've not been seeing your follows. I've not been seeing your notifications. I have just been seeing that we've gotten a couple of follows, so thank you all for your follows. I appreciate that very, very much. That's fucking fucked. What if I were to manually trigger them, though? Will they work? Just some skills. Can you give me a sub, bro? Can it work? Yo, my subs are not... My fucking notifications, my alerts are not working. That's fucked, yo. Sorry, guys. Wow, I really appreciate you guys being here and following and tuning in. Appreciate that. And just some skills. You've gifted... Holy shit. You've gifted 39 subs in this channel, man. Thank you very much for the gift again. As always, you're my hero. But I can buy more VSTs now. That's awesome. Can you give me a sub, bro? Do you use Cloudbot? No, I don't use Cloudbot. I'm just doing what's it called? The Twitch alerts for now. It's weird though. It's weird that it's not popping. That's weird. We got an alert in the chat. Hi, all good. What's going on, I Spirit? Thank you for dropping by. Just some pills. The Zens got me about to pass out, for real, for real. Just stay healthy, my dude. Just be careful. If you do drugs, do them responsibly. That's all I ask. VSTs are overrated. We agree. We all agree, I think, at this point. Okay, Fat Oak. I'm going to finish up with this track here. If you're going to put this in, I would say imply it somewhere else in the track. At least maybe at the beginning, just because it's an outro. But if you're going to put this in, imply it somewhere. Musically speaking or rhythmically speaking or something. Imply that this is going to happen somewhere else in your track. Because otherwise it's kind of random and out of nowhere. Which I could say technically for your other sections too, because they don't really transition between each other super duper well. But a little more delineation for those sections and it won't be a problem. This in particular is kind of catching me off guard a little bit. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about your track either way. I like the fade out. I like that fade out for you. It's like very nice. Yeah, thanks for letting us listen to it and like giving you our feedback. And mostly thanks for trusting us with your track, my dude. I appreciate that very much as always. So, yeah, Fat Oak, ladies and gentlemen, awesome of you to be a part of the stream, as always. Really cool of you, man. All right, Oscar, you're up. 5 push-ups, Dad. Did you really? I can't. My alerts aren't working. Why aren't my alerts working? God damn it! You know, I take all this time and set them up and, you know, make them pretty and fucking fuck. You know? Fucking fuck! Damn, Mike is getting ripped. Not yet, but hopefully soon. Okay, so let's just refresh all of these bitches. Let's just fucking refresh these fuckers. Stream Elements seems to be working, so that's not a problem. Be right back. Yes, sir, Big D. Let's try something. Ain't working. My alerts aren't working, guys. So I got to look into that. I got to see what's going on with that. But stand by. Either way, for now, doesn't matter. Because we got Oscar Stott's track here. I appreciate the follow there. Who's that? Viled but sober. Appreciate that very much. Damn, you're handsome, man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm more handsome with facial hair. All right, ladies and gents, we're going to just run through this track. Thank you to all of you who are tuning in on that. Thank you to my lurkers, those who are just chilling and hanging out. And let's hear Oscar Stott's track, Rippless. If you'd like more, you can subscribe, or if someone wants to gift Mr. Oscar Stott a subscription, we can continue up to the end of his track. But for now, we're going to go over it and review from the beginning. But yes, so we got a couple new subscriptions here in the Discord. So I see you here, Viled but Sober. I'm going to let you in there. And I Spirit as well. Thank you guys for joining. As Nadell, we are cooling on because they did not really do much in the stream last time. There you go. So yeah, that was a great beat. So well done. I actually really loved the chord plucks as well of Wild But Sober. That was really cool. I really enjoyed that as well. I Spirit, you already understood and tried it. That's cool. I did the others more in terms of I should have basically just did the same commands for all of those, but I did those more for a search queue, search tool rather than for the actual commands themselves. But I guess I should make some commands. All right. That's what I meant with out of scale. Yeah. I see what you're saying by those chord plucks. It is out of scale technically, but it sounds nice. It sounds nice. I just didn't read it in detail. I just saw quickly. My fault. That's all good, man. Welcome to the chat. Okay, I have my first comment about the build. Drippy, I also just gave you access to the Discord, so there you go. You're in. Okay, so I think that the transition was good between these. Because you implied. No, you didn't imply. What I think I'd like for you to do here, Oscar, I want you to imply those plucks. I want you to imply those plucks in this section here. After the first full loop of chords, after one chord progression, we're now just listening to the same chord progression twice. So what we want to do is build it a little bit more. So, bam, bam, right there, like right as if you were starting it, but don't start the chord the plucky progression yet. Just put one in there. And maybe one in here, but I would understand if you didn't want to, if you just wanted to tease one. But we need one. We just need one chord pluck in there, at least one as a preview. You could low pass it, you could high pass it, you could do whatever you want to it to make it fall back in the background, but we need one implication of the chord plucks to come, because otherwise they kind of strike us out of nowhere. I would also probably recommend, and it's an option, it's not like necessary, because you have these nice little vinyl crackly stuff going on in this section, which is nice, but you may do with adding a high-end rhythmic element such as a hi-hat in here on every 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. But just to strongly imply the rhythm a little bit more before the drop actually happens. We want a taste of every element before we get every element, but very subtle taste. So if it's a rhythm that's coming in at the drop, like a heavy bass, which it is, we're going to probably want to hear just a taste of it, which the hi-hats could do more than enough. It's an idea. I don't know if you heard it with the microphone and the Mac Audio mixed. I don't know if you heard much of the hi-hat, but I would put probably something in there like that where the hi-hat starts off nice and low and it just creeps in, and by the time the drop hits, it's like full volume and you're like, oh shit, there's a hi-hat there. Where did that come from? So I want it to like creep in on me, that hi-hat. Let's listen to the drop. Yeah. I like that big bass as well, man. I like that big bass. Big D likes that big ass bass. I like that big ass D. Well, nope. And I got caught on my own words, and I knew it was gonna happen. I like that big ass bass as well, Big D. And but I also like this Big D. But this is the only Big D that I like. So, yep. Let's just carry on. Okay, we're going to want to cut out a kick. We're going to want to cut out 1 or 2 kicks right here. 2, at least right there. At least those, if not all 4. At least 2. At least the 2. All the big D's out there, and you chose mine. I'm honored, bro. Never gonna outlive this. Yeah, those plucked chords are badass, though. I don't know how to say this. It sounds like your track is a little compressed overall. Like it feels like your kick should be maybe slamming a little bit harder. It might be coming into the limiter a little bit hard. Maybe that's a mastering problem. Because that bass is coming through exactly as I want it to, but I think that kick should be coming out over the top of it and really like coming through hard. And it's somewhat falling a little bit shy of where I want it to come through. So maybe this might be a quick fix, but maybe just lower all the instruments so that the kick is just, or like raise the kick, I guess, and then lower the master. But like maybe just giving the kick a full out boost might just do that, and then adjusting your mastering channel accordingly so that it allows that through before compressing. So like raising the threshold of your master limiter, for instance, before it triggers. I don't know if you have an input and an output threshold on your limiter. Some limiters do, and the input threshold could be lifted a little tiny bit. I feel like my compression release is too slow. You're talking about your sidechain? It is pretty slow. I'll give you that. But I thought that was the texture you were going for, and I don't mind it. I don't really have a problem with it. Your compressing master release is your master compressor release might be too slow. That might be it. It might be that. You slow down the attack and quicken up the release. if anything, because it allows more through and then it'll come back quicker. In general, you're basically affecting your compressor a little bit less. But yeah, agreed. You might quicken up your release and slow down your attack. We're talking maybe 10, 20 milliseconds. Just giving that extra dynamic the headroom so that when it does come down, it does release a little more strategically. You might also consider, I've heard this done, but I've heard it's very difficult to do, synchronizing your compressor's release, your limiter's release with the side chain release so that they basically go whoa, and it basically does this push-pull thing that is like deadly on speakers, but super like really impactful from 0 to 100. But it's hard to do. I've tried to do it, and I've never gotten that to work. But I think what I want to hear, because your track is so bouncy. This element of it, if you could try to make that happen, I'd be fucking down to hear this on this track. The change up, I don't know if I'm necessarily, I know you're trying to put in ambience there with the vinyl. I get why that is there. The functionality of it is the goal of filling space is accomplished. The way you're filling it is not my favorite. Does that make sense? Because I don't really love the way that you're filling space with just the vinyl here. I would say at that point it would be probably more to your interest to create like a low/high/middle mid pad that fills in some of that empty space, rather than something like a vinyl or something like that. Or maybe a pad that has what is it called? Those LFO oscillators. No. But the sequencers, like a sequencer filter, a sequenced filter. That's what I'm looking for. Maybe having a pad that like synced up with the beat, obviously. But that might fill in a little bit more space than just having a vinyl sounding crackling. Gated pad, sure. A gated pad could work. But I'm talking more of something with like a step filter. God damn it, I was looking for the word. I'm so bad with this terminology. A step filter. Having a step filter or something like that have an effect on like a pad or like a nice chill pad might be a nice way to accomplish that. Or having an arpeggio effect on like on a filter or something like that. It might be nice. It might be nice to fill in the space rather than just a vinyl. Because I think the vinyl's cute, but I think it's cute only at the beginning. Bust out old effect tricks. Yeah. Fuck yeah. That shit's classic. I don't remember what those look like. I'm going to Google it while I let this drop play. Completely forgot. Okay, real quick here. Drippy, Vild but Sober. Y'all are gonna wait until we come to you in this queue in the chat, and then you'll submit your link right in here. Don't do it yet, but yeah, you're gonna want to wait until you get called on here to submit your link right here, so that I can go one place all the time. I have that. Hell yeah. I feel like everyone has it but me. I don't have it either, Big D. I don't have it either. You're not alone. Mike, have you gotten your new Logic update? There's a Logic update? Oh, no. I might not have it because I'm on Mojave, man. Y'all. Donate to the Mike's Mac is about to give out fund so that I can get a new update on Logic. Because I don't think I have the new update on Logic, man. I don't think I have it. All right. I'm going to get back to this. See, here I understand the purpose of the vinyl effect much more, Oscar. It makes a lot more sense to me. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's one they added bootleg Effectrix, a smart mastering plugin, and like a simpler version of Alchemy. Ah! I'm gonna go look and see if it's an update, but we're gonna play through this. Yeah, it's a little long. This build, this rise, it's a little bit long. I don't necessarily think it needs to be this long. A simpler version of Alchemy? No, a sampler section of Alchemy? Oh shit, that's actually pretty cool. Gotta try that, but I can't because my computer's too old. And as you can see, there's a slight delay between my vocals and my the visuals because my computer is right now having a hard time. Yup. Donate to the Mike's Mac is about to give out fund, ladies and gentlemen, so that we can end this fucking cacophony. All right, back to the track.